Hey everyone, this is Honored, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the games that happened recently, notably Bangladesh versus India and Afghanistan versus Australia. So let's start with the Bangladesh versus India game. The main thing that I took from India's innings was their intent that they showed in the power play. Between Rohit, Pant, and Kohli, you could see that they were all getting boundaries in the power play, and they knew that they had to increase their run rate if they wanted to be competitive throughout the game. I talked about this in the last video a little bit about Kohli's low strike rate in the power play, and it seemed to have gotten better. He ended the innings with a strike rate around 130, which is still maybe not ideal, but it's a step in the right direction, and you can see the intent when he's playing as well. So I'm pretty comfortable with him staying at opener for the rest of the tournament. There are some great performances in the Bangladesh versus India game, especially from Hardik Pandya with that anchoring 50, getting India to a really high and comfortable score, which set up a great win. Bumrah and Kuldeep once again bowled beautifully, both taking wickets. It was a clinical victory for India. Let's also talk a little bit about the Afghanistan versus Australia game, which Afghanistan won by 21 runs. There were major performances coming from both of the Afghan openers, namely Ramanullah Gurbaz and Ibrahim Zadran. Though after their wickets fell, the team slowed down, it still gave them a good enough cushion for them to be competitive throughout the game. For the third time in this tournament, they've made a century partnership to open Afghanistan's innings. Another notable thing that happened in this innings was that Pat Cummins took a hat trick. That's right, he took hat tricks in consecutive games, one against Afghanistan and the other one earlier against Bangladesh. It's not something you see often, getting hat tricks in consecutive games. In the second innings, wickets started falling, but Glenn Maxwell, his innings made it seem like deja vu. Remembering that game in the 2023 World Cup, where Glenn Maxwell brought Australia back to the game, even when wickets were tumbling down, and he single-handedly brought them to victory. Yet again, he had a beautiful knock against Afghanistan, but the person who took his wicket had an even better day, and that was Gulbuddin Naib. He had quite the game, taking 4 wickets and a beautiful catch to dismantle Australia's middle order and pave the way for Afghanistan's victory. This could be Afghanistan's greatest victory of all time, and all of the credit goes towards the team. Thinking back to where Afghanistan was even 5 years ago at the 2019 ODI World Cup, how they couldn't win a single game in the tournament back then, but now they're in the race for the semifinals now. It's crazy to think how far they've come. I think a lot of their success is due to their development of young players, and especially the young players taking part in franchise cricket around the world. Now, there's many leagues that have popped up in the last couple years. There's MLC now, along with all the big ones like IPL, BBL, CPL, IL20, things, and SA20, obviously. Every league that you see, there's going to be some Afghan players in it. Even if they're not good enough for the national squad yet, you'll still see them all over the world. Their experiences in franchise cricket allow them to be introduced to new bowlers, new pitch conditions, and just generally new styles of cricket. This has allowed Afghanistan to increase the pace of their development, becoming one of the best cricketing teams in the last few years. Currently, they're in a race with Australia and India to secure the 2 spots for the semifinals, and all they have to do is hope either Australia loses to India and they beat Bangladesh, or there's a couple other situations, but that's the main one. As an American fan, it was hard for me to watch the Super 8s, watching USA get pummeled by the English, South African, West Indian batters. However, I'm still proud to see the team come such a long way. If you told me that even if you told me last year that USA was going to be able to beat Pakistan, even make the second stage of the World Cup, I thought you'd be crazy. But now they've come such a long way. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat any other major nations now. If they can make it to the Super 8s, what else can they not do? This is really good for the development of cricket in the USA. It's becoming a lot more popular here, and people are starting to take notice of it, People who didn't know what cricket were before, they see the success of the team, and they're thinking, hey, what's that? That looks pretty cool. I want to try that. Over the years, as it becomes more and more popular and there's more both interest and funds that are going into the game of cricket, the development of the sport in the US will increase exponentially. And by doing that, the quality of our team is going to be much better. And by doing that, it'll be much more competitive in world cricket. So don't be surprised if in the next few years you see USA consistently making it to the World Cups. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And yeah, stay tuned for our next video. Thank you for watching.